Filming is about creating an illusion, and it can be all make-believe. But the objective is to make whatever you do to be believable. Well, here's a quick rundown of what we're going to cover today. We're going to go over whether you should film in your office or hire an office or a studio. We're going to cover lighting, green screen, backdrops using grey or black or white, props, product shots, people shots, bit of B-roll, people working, people laughing, all that kind of stuff. Mist and fog. Yeah, seriously, honestly, mist and fog. And light diffusers or reflectors. And then kind of finally looking at workflow backup and what you need to do to just some ideas of keeping the data safe. Yeah. If we start with location, now whether you film in your own office or hire out a plush office in Mayfair or a specialist studio, the bottom line is that you're able to create whatever impression you want to. And it only takes a bit of imagination and a bit of creativity. If you are going to hire an office, it will pay dividends if you make sure you have as many props, call them props, as you can think of, especially if you want the location to genuinely look like your office. So, don't forget a picture of the family pets, all that kind of stuff. But also, if even in your own offices, making sure they look engaging. So when it comes to the lighting aspect of this, it depends if you simply want to be able to see or if you want to get a bit of arty style into your video. But how you use them is also important because you want your viewers to like what you do. If you take some time out to watch a few YouTube videos about this kind of subject or LinkedIn, LinkedIn Learning. Part of the lighting setup is to know when to use reflectors or diffusers. They call them scrims or black discs or sheets to stop reflections, and you can use black ones which are called negative fill. I know if someone's doing this for you, you don't have to think about it. But again, when it comes to your productions, it's important to know what can be done and why you should consider different styles or managing and manipulating light to deliver the best looking experience your customers are going to get. One of the other areas which makes me smile is green screening, and it can be quite a lot of fun if you have to decide the best time to use something like this for it to work well. If you take a look at this example, the office and now the newsroom and of course the garden, they were all filmed in the studio. But the point is, if you use the right software per se, you can really, really well engage your viewers without just leaving the studio. You can change background. This whole approach is to increase engagement and of course sales without breaking the bank and getting your business selling 24/7 because of video. I mean, one of the other aspects, and because we do photos as well, is looking at backdrops. They're pretty simple to get hold of, whether they're plain or textured, and you can get them from anywhere. Like there's a company called Creativity International, as well as of course there's Amazon and so on. But they're great if you're filming or if you're taking photographs, especially headshots and stuff like that of people. And of course then there's your products. Even when it comes to product shots, depending on what your products are, there are some really special mobile platforms that can enable the camera to circle around your product whilst keeping a background at the same time. So you can get this kind of 3D view and it moves around at the same pace. But again, it's about being aware of what's possible without breaking the bank. So you can hire this stuff. Then you come on to the people shots. Now, whether you're going to film staff or customers or clients or random people or use royalty-free stock footage, using people shots always makes the video or film far more, I suppose, personable and friendly. I'm also aware of the fact that in some cases it's not going to be relevant, especially if you have a fairly serious offering. But if you can incorporate kind of happy, smiling people, then that can only be a good thing. And then there's the mist and fog. I know it's, mist and fog, but seriously, depending on where you're filming and what you're doing and so on, you can use this aerosol spray mist that can add a kind of a moody and interesting ambience to your film, even if it's for the B-roll side of things. But it just shows a bit of artistic flair within within what you're doing, instead of it just being a bog standard business video. The workflow backup process is the same as any data project. Back it up often, keep multiple copies in different locations, and hopefully you'll be fine. So from recording on SD cards to uploading the cards to you can use a portable drive. DJI, they do drones and stuff, or Narbox. They've got built-in batteries, so you don't have to have a laptop with you. So if you film something on set, you just plug the SD card straight into it. It copies it, saves it, backs it up, and then you copy over your current work onto the laptop once you get back to the office. But at the end of the day, looking at your drives, looking at access drives and access servers is a really important aspect to this. And depending on your editor's workflows and workload, then a network access server can be backed up and then secondarily backed up to an Amazon server or something like that. And then finally, at the end of the year, when you've got all your work, it can be transferred from the network address server to cheaper hard disks and stored off-site somewhere. But it's just kind of small pointers just to be aware of. If you've got an existing backup procedure, then you might not need to consider this at all. But it's kind of dotting in the I's and crossing the T's. You know where I'm coming from. If you're like me, you'll probably find a style you like and then build on it as you move forward. But it's not about you as a manager director doing it. It's getting other people to do it. I think it really hit me when I realised that my videos were being watched by the exact market that I wanted to connect with. And I knew there's no way I could go and meet all these people, in a day or a week, or the sheer fact of being able to post this information up and know that it was working for me 24/7 was a real eye-opener. So anyway, that's all for now for this one. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye for now.